I'll start us when y'all ready. Jason DeCaro, story of the game. Great to see. Credit to Jason, number one. Coach Gaines and Coach Howell working really, really hard. Just little things like his foot strike in the right place. I thought he was in complete control from the first pitch until we took him out. Then obviously Walker McDuffie was outstanding. Slowed down the more he was out there. We looked at it as basically a piggyback start with those two guys, and we had other guys available, but we didn't have to use them. It's a really good team over there. We played really well. I thought today would be a really good game, and Morningstar was really good as well as their relievers. And then you get rewarded when you have a great attitude, when you work your tail off, and you care about the team winning. And you got a freshman in there had his first start and got the game-winning hit, so it doesn't get much cooler than that. And remind our guys again, don't let the outcomes be distractions. Get a shower, get home, enjoy it, eat with your families. We got Easter week, another tough week ahead, but we'll definitely enjoy it at least over dinner.
We've talked a lot about Jason's command and how that's improved. And I mean, only 2 hits today. What does that say to him and just how much he's worked on that?
Well, the strike zone was a little bit unpredictable. It didn't faze him. That's the thing about Jason, even the couple outings he may have, which he hadn't had many bad ones, they've just been amplified because of the expectations on him from last year. He doesn't get phased. Like, he's the same guy. He's going to compete his tail off. He's going to give you everything he's got. We won more 3-2 counts today than we lost, which we tracked those. And I thought the curveball was a big pitch for him today. He was able to land it whenever he wanted to, and he had his good fastball to both sides of the plate. Made big pitches. He didn't throw many sliders, so it was mostly fastball, curveballs, and a couple good changeups. But he was in complete command of those pitches.
We've talked a lot about the little things, and I think it's a lot easier to see them in a game like this than when you're shutting out your opponent with 17 runs. But I mean, the double play and Walker being able to pick up that bunt and throw it to third, what does that just say about this defensive consistency?
That was a heck of a play. He bobbled it too. Like, I wasn't so sure when he first fielded it, but he's ultra athletic. Now, we do work on the little things. We do a lot of PFP, bunts to that side. When we know the runners, you got to know who the runner is before you get the ball. And then Ahmad, making a great play to lead off the ninth. If you get that leadoff hitter out in a game like that, your percentages of winning are so much better, especially as a reliever/closer. But that's something that I think we can do and do well. Those little things are so important. Even Lee, he'll tell you, like, he got the game-winning hit, but if he slides later and harder right there, he's safe. So that's something we're going to work on right away tomorrow. But, man, Carter Friends played an unbelievable left field. We did not give them extra outs, which you can't do against really good teams. And when you pitch it like we do, if you make plays, we have a chance to win every game.
Obvious.
Look at the pitching the whole series. The fewest runs they'd scored in a series is 17, and they'd scored in the 30s in a couple of series. And you held them to 4.
Mm-hmm. I think our weekend rotation is that good. And then I love our bullpen. It's emerging. We're starting to figure out our roles. It is a big blow to lose a guy like Maddie because of his just experience and his ability. But it's the type of team we have in that locker room where they're going to band together even more when something like that happens, and other guys are going to have to move into different roles. And, and you have to credit our offense. The first 2 games, bridging the gap and bringing it like that allowed us to not pitch McDuffie. So he was on starter's rest, and he could have thrown 100 pitches, 110 pitches. Same thing with Lynch and Seagraves and other guys. So, we had some bounces go our way as well. We got some hits off the end of the bat, but that's where I come in and remind the guys, like, yeah, we played really, really well, but we got to keep trying to get better and play better than we did against Wake on Tuesday against a really good Charlotte team.
Obviously, you guys have had Wake's number, it seems like, the past 2 years, and you say you kind of you'll throw the record out after the game, but how big is it to get a home ACC series sweep against a team like this who has, they have star power and they have some great offensive numbers? Yeah,
when if you get swept, you got to kind of equal that out throughout a season with the sweep. Or if you lose series and you can pick up that sweep, you feel like you pick up that game. Like that game that got away from us at Louisville, that game that we felt like we had a really good chance to win on Sunday against Stanford. Sweeps are hard to get. And, when you get in a super regional, we've already, in this game would have gone like this, we'd be in Omaha already. So you have to You have to understand how important every game is from the standpoint of your goal is to play at home. In the postseason doesn't mean you always reach that goal because you still want to just be playing your best down the stretch. But you got to try to grab those because you're getting ready to go on the road for 2 weeks. Obviously, we have Charlotte, but then we go to Virginia Tech. It's going to be really hard because it's harder on the road. And we come back and play a game, which I'm excited about because it's the cancer awareness game. And then we're back on a plane heading to Pitt. Then we have to finish the season on a plane in Tallahassee, so it's only going to get harder, and that's why grabbing that sweep today was big for our guys.
You talk about the defense. If Alex doesn't make that play to lead off the ninth, there's no telling how that inning progresses.
Correct.
That was just one of the huge plays today.
Yeah, and he had the feel to know, like, okay, this guy runs enough, I've got to try to hop it, and a credit to Stoke, he held the bag, which is not easy to do. You hope that if he does get on, we still find a way to get out of it, but the percentages are the percentages, and in baseball, that's all we look at a lot of times, percentages and analytics and all this stuff. But that's if we're hitting and that's the same thing happens to us, obviously I think, hey, this is going to be a little bit harder. So that was a huge play to start that inning for sure, and it gives the pitcher even more confidence.
Going all the way back to the first inning, that error, you're able to score 2 runs on that
Yeah.
error, not just the one. You've talked about that hustle culture, not giving up those extra outs. I mean, is that something that you guys are still working on, or do you see that kind of starting to be ingrained into the guys?
Well, too, we don't want to, not take really aggressive swings with 2 strikes, but we also want to try to pressure the defense to have to make a play with 2 strikes. Strikeouts do happen, but credit Stokely there. Morningstar had good stuff going. He moved the ball. He made the second baseman move more, and the ball took a kick for us. If he strikes out, obviously, we don't score those. So in those situations when we do have 2 strikes and it's a pitcher that's got nasty stuff, there are times where we're just trying to move the ball hard on the ground to create some havoc and make them make that play.
You mentioned Lee's first collegiate start.
Yeah.
And obviously comes up in a big moment and gets that hit. What have you seen from him the week before, to put him in that spot in the DH today?
It's not just the week before; it's the whole season. Here's a kid that was recruited really heavily. Could have signed professionally potentially. Didn't have a great fall. Didn't have a very good preseason, but he put his head down. He completely bought into the team concept, but he's been working, and his BP keeps getting better and getting better. He's doing little things like getting bunts down in practices. And his attitude's been tremendous, and he's always been a hitter. And again, you go back to his high school numbers, he's really difficult to strike out. So a lot of times those things can go one of two ways in today's world. You got some kids that they'll feel sorry for themselves and they'll get the wrong people in their ear, and they're already trying to talk about going on the transfer portal. And that's not Lee Sowers. And, I'll credit Coach Wiersbicki and Coach Jackson. They're in the cages more. Obviously, I'm trying to watch as much as I can. But they feel like right now Lee can match up against any pitcher, and he can hit any pitcher's fastball, and he knows the zone. So that's why we gave him that opportunity.
No physical issues as to why you didn't get an AV until
Nope, not really. He hasn't been that banged up. He got sick one time, but he's gotten stronger too. You notice those things like, okay, I'm not playing, so what am I going to do? Am I going to pout about it, or I'm going to maybe get in the weight room a little bit extra, try to increase my bat speed? Am I going to work even harder at second base? If coach tells me to go to left field, like I've done with Lee, what's my attitude going to be like? Am I going to run out there, yes, sir, grab a glove and start figuring it out, or am I going to be talking to somebody on the outside that says you're only a second baseman? And that's not been him. That's a credit to Lee and his family.
Walker, he walked in that tying run, but then you also have him, I think Wake had.
Did he really? Thought it was a strike, but anyway.
Wake had men on, Merrick Houston up. I think he threw 96-mile-per-hour fastball, 96-mile-per-hour fastball, strike. You threw one up, and then he got him on that down and away. What does that say to his ability to just make those huge pitches in that situation?
Yeah, he's definitely got it. He's ultra competitive. If anything, you got to slow Walker McDuffie down. That's what I was telling him with his delivery. That's why his fastball was missing up and arm side. That was the biggest, not the biggest, but in that pretty big one. That's an All-American. That's a first-round pick. If he gets a hit there, they go ahead. They're scratching and clawing. We still had all the momentum. All the pressure was on them because they'd already lost 2 games and lost the series. And I felt like after that strikeout, I was like, "Ooh, man, we just struck out Houston. That's a big moment. We're going to find a way to win that game." And that's a credit to McDuffie because I thought that was a strike. And he didn't get it, but we talk about you can't do anything about it. You can't carry it with you. And he came back and made some big, big pitches. Slider wasn't great early, but the more he got out there, the better it got.
Old school baseball guy, I know you are. You take the big one, the run rules or whatever.
Absolutely.
But this type ball game.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got to win in June.
That's what you got to do, and we've had a lot of those. And learning how to make a bunt play, make sure we're on the same page with our bunt defense, understanding the importance of, moving the ball with 2 strikes, getting a dirt ball read, finding a way to get to second base, which I believe A-Man got to second base on a wild pitch, maybe? Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he did. Locked in with your eyes. And then, obviously, Lee, not trying to do too much because it's hard sometimes. You're always thinking, hey, I'm going to crush this ball, and he just took what the pitcher gave him, hit the ball opposite field. And, I also thought that Ahmad got a really good jump, which allowed me to send him. He does run, but he also had a really good jump with my eyes, and, I was willing to send him and make that left fielder make a play. But those are the ones you got to win, and we saw that last year against a really good West Virginia team. And it's nice. Don't get me wrong when you have those, but like I tell our guys, it's more gratifying the harder it is for sure.
It was a hard game, both teams putting up 4 hits, but, we don't really see a lot of back-to-back hits in a game like this. So where do you guys what do you take away to try and keep that offensive momentum going?
I mean, just, that really good pitching trumps good hitting. I thought Morningstar was in control. I thought he was making big pitches. He had the cutter going. And he reached back for 94, 95, sometimes 96 when he needed it. It's a game of matching. You got to match him on the mound, got to match him defensively, and you got to just keep grinding and grinding, try to work a walk, a hit by pitch, and then maybe steal a base, first movement, those type of things. So you just stay with it. That's what I've learned. They're going to look to me the most, and you have to be even keel, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm going to get on the umpire if I don't think he's really, really good. But, again, it can't be a distraction. The umpire can't be a reason we lose the game, or a play early. We just got to be in the moment.
Thanks, Coach.
you.
Congrats. All right, Walker, you seemed really fired up a few times today.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just kind of take me through those emotions?
we wanted to sweep them, right? It was a close game. Just with everything going on, I feel like you don't want to be in the highs, be high in the highs and low and lows, just try to stay right there. But, just competing, it's tough not to let your emotions get the best of you in scenarios like that.
How do you mentally stay, even keel when you maybe have a call that doesn't go your way, you walk a run in, and then you have to face 2 of Wake's toughest bats?
Just from my coaches and teammates just having all the confidence in me. And, regardless if I do bad or good, if I get taken out, then I got somebody that's eating good right behind me to pick me up. Or even if I do bad, my hitters are going to pick me up as well. But, yeah, just them giving me the confidence and keeping me out there just to let me do my thing.
I don't know if you know this, but a few season ticket holder members have gotten copies of your glasses and
Oh.
punched out the lenses so every time you go into pitch they can match glasses with
That's
you.
all right.
What is it like to just have this? What is it like to pitch at home and have the support of fans and know that you have the entire stadium?
Yeah, these fans are great. This is where I always wanted to go. So, it's cool to finally live it and not be in the stands as a fan myself. So, yeah, just pretty grateful.
Can you take me through that Merrick Houston at bat? You had 96-mile-per-hour strike. I think another one, both a fastball. You had a fastball up, and then I think you got him with, I want to say, the slider down and away. Can you just kind of take me through that one?
Yeah, I just walked that run in, so, I was pretty fired up. And when you face a guy that good, you're obviously going to compete at your highest level and just try to match him. And I got the best of him in that, and I was pretty fired up that I limited the damage right there. So, yeah.
When you get the 2 strikes on him, do you think to yourself, I got him now? Or do you know you've got the
all these hitters are good. You can't give up yet, and you just got to keep attacking. But, when you're ahead in the count, you have more confidence than if you're behind in the count. But regardless, I'm still going to try to go out there and strike everybody out.
Coach Forbes told me that, if anything, they have to slow you down.
Yeah.
How do you slow down on the mound, even in those really, emotional situations?
Yeah, it's tough. Coach Gaines really introducing what a routine is to me and just really practicing that off the field, back in the cage at practice, just being by myself and just calming myself down, talking to teammates who experience Knapp. He's really helped me a lot. And yeah, just trying to just breathe and just not let the emotions get the best of me and make it bigger than it is.
Following Jason, his last outing wasn't his best. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, I knew he was going to go out and do good. I'm proud of him. He really stepped it up, and it's a lot better than the last one, and he's going to continue to just rise and do better every time.
How many pitches would you have gone for today, if possible?
I don't know. Whenever they pulled me, I would have kept going. It was nice to extend my pitch count since I've just been pitching like 2 innings at a time. But I told him I was good to keep going because I mean I knew we were gonna win that game. So
With the rest and just, I mean, Coach hasn't had to throw that many arms this weekend. Was there any conversations with you and Coach Gaines or Coach Forbes about how many pitches you were gonna go?
no, I mean it was just I knew if I got the chance to go out there, I was gonna do everything I could to help us win. And if that was a pitch or if that was 100 pitches, I was gonna do it the best I could.
Does being a local kid make winning this game more special?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean this is my dream school. I mean 40 minutes down the road, but yeah, I mean I wouldn't want to be anywhere else winning ball games and playing for Coach Forbes and all the other coaches. So yeah, just grateful to be here.
Talked with Jake Knapp earlier this week, and he said that there's a lot of freshmen, but he doesn't even consider you guys freshmen anymore with all the great stuff that you have. Are you kind of used to coming out now, pitching, kind of having that pressure? Or are you ever used to it?
Yeah, I mean that's what you play the game for. So I mean you couldn't really ask for anything else in my opinion. So yeah.
Thanks, Walker.
Yes, ma'am.
Congrats.
Doing
All right,
Yep.
ready? Lee, RBI knock.
Yep.
You seemed very, very excited at first. Can
Yeah.
you just take me through those emotions?
Yeah, I mean, getting that hit, being able to step up there for the guys, it just, to me, it means the world just because all these guys have had my back from the coaches, players, to the managers, everybody involved, man, has had my back, and I'm just happy to be able to help the guys win that game there, and just couldn't hold it back. I was really excited and really grateful to be in that position.
What was the feeling today when you saw your name in the lineup? You knew you were getting your first start.
Again, I was just really grateful because I haven't played all year really, and all these guys, my teammates, have encouraged me and told me just keep working, and same thing with the coaches, and to be able to get that shot to help our guys, just it meant a lot to me. And
How tough has it been this season, sitting and watching and trying to improve enough for Forbes to put you in?
yeah, it's been it's been tough, but overall I'm grateful for it because it's made me a much better player and a much better person just mentally. Just being able to trust in God's plan and trust that whatever work that I would put in would be recognized, and it was really nice to have some of that pay off, but we haven't done anything yet. We got to keep going and keep working. So
Walker's standing there watching you and smiling a little bit. What's kind of the bond between all of you freshmen?
Oh, it's super tight. Ever since we showed up here in the summer, we spent a whole summer together, just us on campus, and so we got acclimated to each other very quickly. And then just going through this season, man, we've just been super tight and worked hard together. And a lot of the freshmen, especially the pitchers, have had shots to really play big roles on the mound. And I think it's a special class, and I'm excited to see, how everything unfolds for the next couple years together.
What was your game plan at the plate today, especially because Morningstar is such a ground ball pitcher?
Yeah, just have a good approach. He's got some good stuff, and Coach Weirs was talking about see it up in the zone and be ready to stay middle. And I tried to stick with that approach, not get too big, not try to pull the ball too hard, but just stay middle of the field, stay closed off, and get a good pitch in the right zone, get a hack off. So.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks, Lee. Congrats.
Thank you guys.